Hello, hello.
Hello?
Yeah, my might not be too well today.
No, it sounds good. It sounds good.
All right, all right.
Alright, we got 5 minutes left until we start.
All right. Hello. Oh shoot, I have the stream open.
What do you
Got the
say?
stream open in the background. It's fucking me up.
Oh,
I have the stream open in the background. It's fucking me up like really bad.
yeah. Oh, you can join the game if you haven't already.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But didn't you used to commentate IFRBC?
Something like that.
I
Something like
think
that.
I remember you commenting there sometime.
Where is? Oh god, oh god. I don't have the link. Shoot.
Just scroll down. Shall I ping you in the channel?
Just go there. Okay. Oh.
No, I pinged you in the channel. You should be able to see it.
All right, all right. Yay.
Yeah, I can't stream in the Discord for some reason. Whenever I start streaming in the Discord,
No.
the gameplay doesn't show up on the YouTube stream. I don't know why that happens.
Oh no. Oh man. Uh. All right. Taking a while to load. Okay, I should probably turn these off.
Someone said you're a really good commentator. Okay, I'll trust you.
Uh. Uh. Um. I won't. I won't bank. God. I love the lag that I'm experiencing. Holy shit.
What country are you in?
This is perfect.
Is it because they're far away? I'm in the UK, so might be
Yeah, I
far.
think so. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. I'm in Asia.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be pretty bad then.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty bad, but it's fine. It's fine. We can still commentate. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's good.
Doesn't matter. The lag's gonna be a little bit bad.
I think
It's
it's
all good.
worse than usual these last few races. I don't know what's
Oh
going on.
yeah, it might be. Okay, okay. We're lining up and we're waiting. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, for qualifying here around Mexico. Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. Here we go. Pre-race jitters, I guess.
We already got 12 drivers in here. I thought
I think they're still lining. They're still lining up.
we'd have a lot more people in here by now.
Uh-oh. Oh god. Dax is not even here.
Oh yeah, what's taking him so long? I think
Crazy.
neither of the Ferraris are
Oh
here.
god. Yo, one of the BMWs. Yo. Hey. Hey. Yo.
What's going on?
Yo. He's going to the grid, I think, or something. There's a BMW going backwards on circuit. Oh. Are we lining up or what? Oh, there he is.
All right, we can start then.
Five minutes of collie for the driver. Oh,
Why is it not letting me set the time?
Oh no, not the 5 minutes of quali. No. No. It's all good.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there you go. 15 minutes of quali. Here we are. 15 minutes of quali around Mexico here. Mexico City obviously being the highest track from the sea level. And now we are going to see which driver is able to put their car on pole. Obviously, Thax and Dungeon Fanatics winning the splitting for the 4 first races. Obviously, Thax winning the first 2, and then Dungeon winning the next 2. With races 3 and 4 is his. And obviously within the championship, Thax is still leading us away. But Dungeon is not that far behind. Only 12 points behind, actually, is Dungeon compared to Thax. So, let us see what we can do to... what they can do, to get their championship hopes up, and plus the constructors as well. Haas currently leading in the constructors championship. Ferrari just close behind. So let's see what both teams can do and what their drivers can do to help them extend their lead or possibly catch up in the championship. So right now I'm looking at Sot, who is currently on a outlap, but we're just gonna seem to wait for people to start setting faster sectors.
Yeah, I think Happy in the BMW P6, he's set in the first lap of the session, 1:16.8. So I think that's too good of a lap time from him, as Pedro goes a second quicker. So that's more like the pace we want to see.
And so Sot right now is going to put in a fast third sector, but I think he invalidated that lap. So anyway, so Ryan going to go to second with a 1:15.8, Crackdev with a 1:16.1, Basketic with a 1:16.6, and there we go, Zyro with a 1:16.4. So the lap times are tumbling down for sure, and we need to wait for the big guns to show up. Dungeon obviously is one of the ones where we need to see where his pace is currently, as he's going to come into a lap here. So we're going to spectate on board with him. Now going through turn 3, nice rotation out of the corner. Now trying to maximize the exit now with that active arrow on and with a little bit of energy. Now going down into turn 4, hard braking zone here, using that all of the track available to him. Obviously just trying to not have track limits there. And now going through this double apex, he's going to get there nicely. And now into the S section he goes. Now Dungeon, he needs to put in a good lap time here. Obviously, now he has a 26.1 first sector. And now in the second sector, he will have to put up a time. But Thax is actually ahead here. But Dungeon Fanatics puts in a 28.0 in the second sector. So he's going really quick in this qualifying session. But as we come around the final corner, Thax is going to go to first. Provisional pole for him, 1:15.5. But what can Dungeon Fanatics do as he comes down the main straight now? He sets the 1:15.596, 100th off of Thax, competitive already in this first quali session.
Yeah, and Sod 85 in the second half is rounding out the second sector. And he's a fair bit off in the second sector, 3/10 down on his teammate Dungeon, but heading into the stadium section, riding the curves quite nicely and into the penultimate corner. Don't hit the barrier on the inside, and we're experiencing a lot of lag. Just saw him freeze for a second, but he's going to head up to the line now. Can he get ahead of his teammate? And it's only P6, a 16.0.
Unfortunate for Sot. Obviously, he's got back up in the championship from dropping from second to sixth in the standings. And he's jumped back up to about 4th in the championship now, if my memory serves me correct. And so currently, we're just waiting for possibly Crackdev to possibly set a lap time, or maybe any of the big guns, really.
Yeah, Ray in P4.
Within top 5.
Ray in P4, unexpected performance from him. He's only been scoring minor points the last few races. I think P11 is like his highest finish, but he's currently sitting in P4. Let's see what he can do on this lap, and he goes up to P3 ahead of Pedro. Excellent lap from the V Cup.
Obviously, Ryan wasn't the obviously the headliner, obviously just the underdog coming into this race. Thax, however, is the main guy that we're looking at. 25.8 first sector, just to start this lap off. He's trying to go and put that Ferrari onto pole. He wants that pole to be scarlet red. And as we move into the next few, the last section of the S's, now out of that, the S's section, now onto the back straight. Before the stadium section, here we go. Now breaking at about the 80 meter board. We're lagging pretty badly. And now into the stadium section he goes. And then through the penultimate corner, he goes. And it's going to be a 28.1 second sector, but a 25.8 first sector, which is a massive first sector. Now up to the line, he's going to put up a 115.4. That is the pace that he wants to set it at. And now Dungeon Fanatic coming around the final corner. He doesn't have a particularly valid lap, but he could possibly just go up to the line.
He's headed in the pit lane.
He's reset it, yeah.
Yeah. And Sot as well is completing his lap, rounding out the final sector, 28.2 in the second sector, so a 10th off Thax. Thax's second sector and 0.2 off Thax's first sector, but maybe he can make up some time here in sector 3, and he only improves by 1 position.
Unfortunate sights here for Sot. Obviously the Haas driver wants to compete for this championship, and it doesn't seem like he has the pace currently within the car, and it can't extract as much pace as his teammate can.
Yeah, Crackdev heading up to the line now, and no improvement from the Ferrari driver.
Unfortunate for Crackdev. Obviously, he really wants to come back into the championship. Obviously, last few races it wasn't quite perfect, but he had a pretty okay run between the last few races. A few quiet races, obviously, compared to the first race where he finished second in Hockenheim.
Yeah, Crackdev needs to step it up if Ferrari wants a chance at the Constructors' Championship. Haas are running away a bit. Crackdev had some unfortunate races. Australia suffering a disconnect, and in Czechia having a bit of a strategy blunder. So maybe he can come back this race. Last season he performed very well, almost winning the race. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen this season.
Yeah, it seems like he's quite off the pace. Actually, 7/10 off his teammate, nearly 7/10 off his teammate, which is concerning considering Thax is in that same car and he's driving amazingly around this circuit.
Yeah, P1, he's got pole position almost every race. Only Baku, he failed to get P1, and Thax setting an invalid lap time there. Would have been a 15.2, another improvement, but yes, invalid for Thax as Alan in P6. He's setting a lap in the Audi, and he got P3 last race in Baku, so maybe he can get yet another podium for Audi as he heads through the S's of Sector 2, running on board with him. And through the last part of the S's, a little lift through here, and he's cutting the curve a lot. That might have been invalid for the Canadian driver, but he's going to continue on with the lap. Let's see, and it's a purple Sector 2, so that's an excellent line he took through there as he comes into the stadium section here and running on the final few corners. Don't lose traction over the curb. Heading into the penultimate corner, you have to commit to get as much speed as possible through there, and he keeps it to the right hand side, taking the shortest distance and heading up to the line. Is it going to be pole position for Alan? And it's barely an improvement as he sets a 16.0.
Wow, that is a 16.0. Wow, that's a 115.1000. I thought it was a 115.0. I was like, ooh, okay. So that unfortunately couldn't get him over the sub 15 line, but Alan had an amazing second sector, obviously questionable line through the S's, but he had gotten it through with a purple sector. And just looking through the field, just checking the lap times, and no one really quite improving, but Thax has a 25.9 first sector, obviously not the fastest first sector he's ever set, but now round the double apex section, Thax is currently on a flyer. So let's check on with him right now as 25.9 first sector through the S section. Let's see if he can try to get back his purple sector into the second sector off of Alan. Now, as we come down through the second sector line, there he goes, 28.0 in 1.8 in the second sector. That he might have gone wide on my screen, so that might have been invalid there or something. And now rounding the final corner, he's going to go up to the line and set a 1:15.6. Oh, it is invalid. It was invalid. Now round the final corner comes Dungeon here in second place. Can he put his car on pole? 26.1 first sector, 28.0 second sector. Can he put his car? No. He does improve though to a 1:50. No, he doesn't. Oh,
going even quicker in the second sector, 27.9. The only driver to get into the 27s there. But as he rounds out the final corner, can the Audi driver get up to P1 as he heads up to the line? Is it going to be an improvement? And it is an improvement, but he only moves up to P3.
An amazing lap from Pedro, obviously 25.9 first sector and the 27.9 second sector, sub 28 second sector. Really quick from Pedro there. Unfortunate in the last sector he couldn't find anything more.
Yeah, Pedro's been pretty strong this season. And yeah, Zyra heading up to the line. Oh, never mind, he's in the pit lane. So yeah, I think the drivers are just on their out lap right now. As Thax is starting another lap, I think. Yeah, he is. And Dungeon as well. So let's ride on board with Thax for maybe his last qualifying attempt, as through the first corner he cut that a lot there. That might be an invalid straight away, but we're going to have to wait and see as he heads down the straight, activating the straight mode here and coming into the braking zone, braking around the start of the curve. And what was his first sector? 25.9 yet again. So he seems pretty consistent in those opening few corners as he heads into sector 2 now, having a McLaren in front of him. A bit of traffic, that's not going to help him, but over the curbs, through the S's, don't unsettle the car over them. And through the final part here again, cutting the curb massively there. Track limits are very lenient in the second sector, but as he heads up to the sector line, and it's a 28.1, so he's not improving, but that's still quite a competitive lap time as he heads through the final sector here and through the penultimate corner once again. And it looked like a decent exit for him, but we're gonna have to wait and see as he heads up to the line. Is it going to be an improvement for the championship leader? And it isn't, and it is no improvement for him. But let's look at yeah, go ahead.
Dungeon is going to come around the final corner and go up to the line. No improvement again. I thought it was Dungeon, sorry.
Yeah, and Sot's heading into the pit lane.
Yeah, Sot's heading in the pits.
Yeah.
Alan is on a lap. So Alan, 26.0 first sector. A competitive first sector, not to say that it's slow or anything, but it's not as competitive as the top leaders as he invalidates his lap, unfortunately. As we're going to look to Happy now, who is on a 26.2.
Oh, I think he just invalidated.
Obviously not the most competitive first sector. And I think he might have just invalidated his lap.
Yeah, he did.
I think whenever we go onto someone, it just invalidates, unfortunately.
Yeah. Crack Dev is on a lap as well. 26.1, 2/10 off his teammate. But yeah, this track is maybe quite dependent on ERS deployment. So maybe this is just a difference in ERS strategy. Crack Dev may be saving some more ERS for the later sectors. And 21 second sector, so that's on par with his teammate. And as we head into the final sector, can Crack Dev match his teammate once again? Doing the penultimate corner, he's having a lot of lag, completely frozen on my screen. But heading up to the line, is it going to be an improvement for Crack Dev? And he's slowing down. Yeah, I think that was invalid.
And
yeah, no improvement.
Oh, yeah, that might have been yeah, that was invalid. Yeah.
Yeah, Thax on another lap as well. 25.8 first sector. That's a really strong first sector time. Not many drivers are into the 25s. Actually, he's the only driver into the 25s in the first sector, it looks like. So, Thax catching a bit of airtime through the S's. Two wheels in the air. But let's see what his second sector was. 28.1. So that's still a very strong time, even if the car went off the ground for a brief moment. As he heads into the final sector now, can Thax extend his advantage once again here on qualifying as he heads up to the line? And this is going to be his last attempt, and it is no improvement for Thax. So it's going to be up to Dungeon, and Dungeon has run out of time. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for qualifying, and Sot just improves over the line, but he doesn't improve in position. And Alan is the only driver on the lap, I think. 26.1 first sector, not too good, but 20.0 second sector, so that he is up on Thax coming into the final sector, taking a lot of curb on the first apex of the stadium section, and going a bit deep there in the braking zone. I see a front wing on the ground. I don't know who that was, but heading up to the line, Alan, can he improve his position? Can he get ahead of his teammate Pedro up in P3? And he makes it past the Ferrari of Crackdev.
What a performance from Alan here, just to get that final lap in, just to improve that one extra place. That could be crucial when it comes to the race. And Thax obviously ahead by 1/10 in qualifying now. We are going to wait for the race here as Thax qualifies on pole. Dungeon in equals him in the front row. Pedro in third, Ryan in fourth, Sot in fifth, Alan in sixth, Crackdev in seventh, eighth is Basketic, Happy in ninth, Ustalord in 10th, TXH is in 11th, Zyro in 12th, Just Maxi in 13th, Hello there 95.1 is 14th, HVSK is in 15th, Daito is in 16th, and Hayos is in 17th with no lap time.
Yeah, Rayan having a really strong performance. Never expected to see him this far up the field. Maybe he can contend for a podium this race, but yeah, I think this race overtake mode is going to be a big factor considering how long the start-finish straight is at this circuit. So overtake mode is probably at least half a second advantage at this track, maybe even more than half a second. So we could see some close racing here at the Mexican Grand Prix. But yeah, take a look at the time. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, obviously pretty close between the drivers, obviously within qualifying times. The gap from first to about 7th is just 4/10. 4/10 is the gap. Less than 4/10 about is the gap from first to 7th. That was how close the qualifying was. So
yeah. Alright, a few minutes left to go. Alright, well, we can take a look at the tyre strategy, and Thax is actually on the soft tyres. So, don't know how that's going to work out for him, but with the overtake mode being as strong as it is at this circuit, don't know if soft tyres are a smart decision, because Thax is basically going to be pulling everyone around with him. Everyone else can just stay behind him and use the overtake mode. So, that might be a bit of a bad decision from Thax, but we're going to have to see how this plays out as Thax despawns, and he might be changing tyres, as I said that. Oh, has he? No, he hasn't. So,
no.
Yeah, just waiting for another minute, and the race will start. Alright, I think everyone's here. Oh, someone else. Okay, we can start now.
We are waiting for the lights to go on. So all the drivers have lined up here, and we are waiting for... I don't think...
Alright. Do you want to do the race start? Or should I do it?
Okay, I'll do it.
Alright. We're starting now.
As the drivers have lined up, it's 27 laps of racing here around Mexico, and it will be... It's lights out and away we go. I didn't see the lights, so Thax gets a good start off the line. You can see Dungeon right behind him is there as well. As we tumble down through the start-finish straight, you can see all the drivers clumping up into one. As they go all the way down into turn one, Thax has a clear lead above the rest. As we go through turn one, Thax is ahead of Dungeon, and with a 6/10 gap. That is Thax clear ahead of the pack, but you can see behind Thax is just everyone clumping up in that first... Oh, the leaderboard is currently having a glitch, so let's continue on with it. Dungeon is still behind, and Ryan obviously in third place now. Crackdev in fourth. Starting from seventh on the grid, he's now gone all the way up to fourth, which is a really good start from him. And Pedro obviously losing 3 positions at the start of this race. Unfortunate for him as we move on into the stadium section, as Thax in first, Dungeon in second, Ryan in third, Pedro in fourth, Alan in fifth, Crackdev now down to sixth, and Sot in seventh. Now, as we come round the final corner to start lap 2, Thax is your leader, and...
Yeah, Thax has built up a huge lead already, 1.6 seconds, so he's already pulled out of overtake mode range from the drivers behind him, so yeah, it's been a really good start for the Ferrari driver. The soft tyres are paying off, but yeah, Dungeon in P2 just putting a bit of a gap as well to the Audi behind him, and Ray is going to be side by side with Pedro coming into the braking zone of the second chicane here. Thax setting a purple sector once again as Sotpet sets a purple sector, but going back to the battle for P3, Ray just falling behind the V-Cub a bit. As I saw, what was that? Was that Dungeon getting a penalty? I saw a Haas slowing down. Don't know who that was, but yeah, it might be just...
so.
Oh,
I think that is Dungeon.
No, he is fine. Dungeon's fine. I think there's just some lag, probably.
Yeah, okay.
Or was it Sot?
Probably.
I can't see Sot. Oh yeah, it was. Was it Sot?
It was...
No, it wasn't.
No, I think Sot's fine.
Yeah.
So anyways, continuing on with this race. Sot currently trying to fight for the place in third. The last step on the podium is getting hounded by the rest of the drivers. Obviously, Thax and Dungeon clear ahead of the rest. But as you can see, Pedro heading that pack, spearheading that pack. But you can see Sot actually edging ahead and on that start-finish straight, maybe using a little bit more of his battery here down the straight. Now, as we go down into turn 1, into the braking zone, they have to all brake late, all brake hard. Now through turn 1, it looks like Pedro's a little bit ahead on my screen. Now through turn 3, on the exit of 3, it is dead even between the drivers here as we go all the way down into turn 4. Obviously, Sot just a tiny bit ahead of Pedro as we go into turn 4. Now into turn 5, you can see all the drivers just clumping up. It's probably around a 5-man pack, fighting just for third place. And as we go into the S section, you can see that's Alan out ahead, spearheading this pack. It goes from one Audi driver to another, as Sot is currently trying to hold down the fort that is for third place. Has Haas currently seeming like they have the pace. Both their drivers have the pace to try and win them the Constructors' Championship as of right now.
Yeah, Sot 85 getting on the podium, or is he? He's still side by side with Alan, coming on to lap number 4, but yeah, it's really close here for the battle for P3. See a bunch of cars together. It's like loads of drivers within a few tenths of each other, but yeah, Sot 85 battling with the V-Cub of, is that Ray or Rayan? It looks like it is. Can't spectate him for some reason. Oh, never mind. Oh, it looks like Ray has fallen back a bit, but yeah, I think everyone is just biding their time for now, saving some ERS. Don't really need to push as hard for now. I think Dungeon has lost some time to the drivers behind him. 2.7 seconds now is the gap to Thax. So yeah, the soft tires are working really well for the Ferrari driver. So yeah, this is going to be interesting to see how this plays out later on in the race when Thax has to go on the hard tires and everyone else will be chasing him down on the softs. But oh, is that V-Cobb getting a penalty? I think that might be in Ray. Oh, never mind. I think he just slowed down. I see a front wing on the track. It looks like an Alpine front wing. Not too sure who that was, but yeah. Everyone's staying pretty close with each other. I think that might be the effect of the overtake mode. So yeah. We have like 2 trains of cars. We have P8, everyone behind P8. And what's happened to Crackdev? He's all the way down in P14. Was that a penalty for him, maybe? Not too sure. But yeah, Crackdev is not where he needs to be. He's losing Ferrari a lot of points in the Constructors' Championship.
Yeah, as obviously Crackdev needs to step up. The Frenchman needs to step up for his team. And obviously Crackdev just, hopefully he can do something to try and help his team. Because right now, it's not really helping Thax win the Constructors' title, as Thax, obviously the championship leader, is doing his part of the bargain. But it just doesn't seem like Crackdev has the pace this current race. And it might just not translate right now because Crackdev just... Maybe it's something within this car, or maybe something within the mental of Crackdev. Obviously, the past few races he has a bad few stretches, but right now he needs to have that new mindset. He needs to get within that mindset and say, okay, I have to do it because my team is expecting me to score points. We need to win that Constructors title. As obviously, because Ferrari was reigning Constructors champions. So right now, as Alan, Sot, and Ryan now start to maybe even out in this race, they're finding their gaps now. As HVSK and Just Maxi, actually, should I say, they're all in a pack, actually. Yeah, as you said before, Jay-Z, from 8th to 10th, they're within their own pack. And also, as well as behind until about P16, roughly. Actually, Pedro is dropped all the way down.
Oh, where is he? P16.
He's dropped all the way down.
What's happened there?
P16.
The spin or flip or something?
Sure.
His fastest
Maybe
lap is a
penalty
120.
into a flip. Yeah.
His fastest lap is a 120, so it got the slowest fastest lap. I don't know what's happened to him, but he has big problems. Oh, that's an LP in the wall.
Oh.
I don't know who that
scenes
was.
Here in Mexico. That might have just been Dido.
Oh yeah.
But as we move on into the next lap, you see Thax just clearly ahead, just cruising. But for now, he's cruising. Later on, we have to see if, as you said, Jay-Z, if he can hold off the charge from Dungeon, who is going to be on the soft tires for the latter half of this race.
Yeah, we saw in Czechia, Crackdev did the same strategy, and he lost like 4 positions on the hard stint later on in the race. So maybe will the same thing happen to Thax? I'm not too sure. Thax is definitely a faster driver than Crackdev, so maybe he can make the strategy work. But yeah, I think Sorry 5, has he got a penalty? Because he's 6 seconds down on the lead now. So was that a penalty? I don't think it was, but yeah, Dungeon is in a bit of no man's land now. 3 seconds separates the drivers. They're both in front and behind him. So yeah, Dungeon isn't going to be getting any overtake mode to help his pace now. And I think you just saw him hit the wall on the exit of the penultimate corner as Thax hits a fastest lap on lap 8. So he's really managing those tires well.
Yeah, as obviously you can see Thax just being the 2-time world champion that he is, obviously season 6 world champ, and just trying to do as much as he can to get his third world championship here. So now going down into turn 4. As we go, he's going to clearly still stay ahead. 4 seconds now with the gap. 5 seconds now is the gap from Thax to Dungeon. He's gaining a ton of time to Dungeon. And Dungeon is losing a lot of seconds here. Maybe he's found his pace. Maybe he was sitting back a little bit in the first few laps. Now extracting the pace from the tires to try and obviously extend his lead even further so he can have an even bigger gap by the end of the undercut.
Yeah, and Dungeon just gaining some time there, 0.2 of a second, so maybe the soft tires are just wearing out a bit, but yeah, Thax is still managing the lead quite well, and he heads on to the end of lap 8, and is he going to come into pit lane? No, he is not, so yeah, let's see the gap now. Does Dungeon gain any more time to Thax? He does, almost half a second, so the soft tires must really be falling off at this point in the race. And I think HVSK is also on the soft tire. Yeah, he is, and he's doing really well. The only keyboard driver in this league, and he's in the points, so yeah, maybe HVSK can stay there, not too sure.
Yeah, the keyboard warrior, should we say, is currently really doing everything he can to possibly try and stay ahead of this pack. Obviously, just spearheading the pack, trying to possibly catch up to Österlord right ahead, as HVSK really trying his best to stay ahead of Zyro and Cracked Up behind. He needs to try and gain as many positions as possible so he can later in the race, he doesn't need to survive as hard. Obviously just trying to score points for Williams.
Yeah, HVSK just losing the position there to Zyro, and maybe going to lose another position to Cracked Up as well as we exit the S's. And I saw someone slowing down. Who was that? Was that an Audi maybe? Oh no, it wasn't. I'm not too sure what I saw, but yeah, HVSK really falling off now. Cracked Up getting ahead of him, and Cracked Up going to be looking to... Oh, Thax in the pit lane? Yeah, he is. Because that's quite an early pit stop.
Yeah.
Going to go on to the
so
hard
lap
tires.
10, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think he's trying to maybe do a 2-stop. I don't think he's going to try to go all the way.
No, he can go all the way.
Much.
He can, yeah, he can go all the way easily on hard tires. I think. I'm pretty sure at least. So I think
as
this is...
he comes out in 4th, 5 seconds behind Dungeon here, but across that next sector line, there we go. It's going to say that he's about...
Yeah, P11.
He's now down in P11. Okay, yeah, about 15 seconds behind. That sounds a lot better because it didn't seem like he was actually 5 seconds behind. Anyways, now Dungeon is your new race leader, and so right now Thax has to use his hard compound tire and just needs to go quite long. He doesn't need to try to push as hard, but he does need to try and keep up the pace to what his soft tires were. So roughly right now, Thax had a 116.6. He just needs to like do a plus minus 0.2 on that soft lap. So he just needs to keep within pace, really.
Yeah, the hard tires don't really wear out that much. So even though Thax has 10 lap fresher tires than everyone around him, he's not really gonna gain that much time. So yeah, he's not really gaining that much time to Basketic in the Cadillac just ahead of him, but yeah, Thax is going to have overtake mode, and crucially Dungeon has no overtake mode, so Thax might actually be faster than Dungeon at this stage of the race because of that. But yeah, let's go back to Thax. Is he able to get the move done on the Cadillac ahead of him? No, he isn't. He's still quite far away, and Thax just gaining up some time to the leaders, 0.2 of a second. Ideally, he wants to be gaining a bit more than that, but yeah, we're going to have to wait and see, as Rayan in the V-Cub is still maintaining the podium, or I guess it's a net P4 after everyone else pits, but yeah, he's doing a really good job in the V-Cub, looking to get his first podium of the season.
Yeah, obviously Ryan was a non-factor this race. He wasn't supposed to be in that position, but looking at his driving now, he might just be the Mexico maestro. As currently aiming for a podium in that V carb. Obviously, the V carb's not being particularly loud within these first few races, but they've gotten a good
Oh,
showing.
Thax, what happened to Thax?
In one of the races? Oh, he's dropped behind. And I think he's gotten a penalty.
Oh, I
That
think he
might have been his
spun
first
in
penalty.
Sector 2. He spun in Sector 2, I think. Yeah, his Sector 2 was way slower than everyone else. So, I think that might have lost him the race victory just there.
That might have been the most crucial part of getting that lead away from Dungeon. But right now, as he goes into the next few sectors, you can see a 117.9 from Dungeon. Last lap was a 121.7 from Thax. So he just lost about 4 seconds to Dungeon there. And that is huge time for Dungeon. He really needs to really just keep it cool. And possibly when he does get onto softs, push as hard as possible to try and catch up to Thax. Obviously, Thax is now pretty much under pressure now to try and obviously make up positions and try to clear this traffic as easily as possible and as fast as possible.
Yeah, yeah. And Dungeon still staying out on lap 13, so almost at half race distance. So yeah, maybe some of them are gonna think about pitting, but doesn't look like they are. It's Haas 1-2 for the moment, as Rayan has actually lost P3 to Happy in the BMW. So was that a penalty maybe? And yeah, it was Sector 2. He had a penalty, so that's him down into P4, but he definitely has the pace to get back ahead of the BMW. And we have a bit of a battle here for P5 between Mr. Lord and Alan as we head into Sector 2. Alan is just behind the McLaren, following him closely through the S's, and he's right on his gearbox, and he actually is maybe pulling ahead as we come through the final part of the S's. And oh, Alan!
Oh, the snap of oversteer. He gets him too fast and too hard. And that might have just cost him the fight that could have been for 5th place. He now drops into the clutches of Krakdev just behind, and Zyra as well, just hungry. Those two hungry wolves trying to get extra positions if they can.
Yeah, a lot of drivers probably making that same mistake. I think Thax probably made the same error as well in Sector 2. So yeah, that curb is pretty deadly here as Thax is trying to get past the Mercedes of Just Maxi. And Thax, does he have overtake mode? I'm not too sure as he comes into the first few corners. Thax don't really hear him lifting and coasting into the corner. So maybe he's just trying to use all his battery to get past these guys as fast as possible.
As obviously the spin really cost him a lot of time. Mostly 4 seconds was the lost time within lap time at least seen as. But now he's currently lapping 116.9, so he's back on pace. He's back on pace to what he was supposed to do a few laps ago.
Yeah, Thax now side by side with Basketic in the Cadillac, and through Sector 2, it looks like he is just pulling ahead of him. But we're going to have to see as we head into the final sector. Is it Thax ahead? And does it look like he is, or is it coming into the stadium section? Let's ride on board with Thax, and it looks like he is just behind Basketic by a hair. But as we round out the penultimate corner, it looks like Thax is just going to have to stay in P10 for another lap. Or is he? No, he's got ahead of Basketic already. So yeah, Krakdev, his teammate, is just ahead as well. Krakdev having a bit of an underwhelming race, to be honest. He really needed to be performing better if Ferrari want to get that Constructors' Championship, as it's still a Haas 1-2. They're managing this race really consistently, and none of them making any mistakes really.
Yeah, obviously as Sod and Dungeon just dictating the pace for now, as Thax has already pitted. But currently Dungeon's doing really well. He's been setting consistent lap times around this 17.9s. Obviously, the tires obviously not kind of falling off at this stage as we're going a little long, but they should probably comfortably make lap 20-ish and they should pit. Maybe that's a bit of a stretch. But right now, Dungeon is lapping 17.7, so he's gone back to his pace. So he's now lapping 7/10 within Dungeon, Thax, sorry. Which is surprising because Thax is lapping 117.0s. So that spin might have just cost Thax, actually, now that we see it.
Yeah, well, there could be a possibility of Dungeon or Sot making the same mistake, but we're gonna have to wait and see as Thax is trying to get past his teammate Crackdiv here, coming through the first chicane, and Thax trying to get the switchback done on his teammate as we head on to the straight, activating the straight mode, the rear ring, flipping upside down in the Ferrari, but as we head into the second chicane now, and Thax has pulled ahead of his teammate. And the gap has come down to 15 seconds to Dungeon. So yeah, I think that was the gap before Thax made the mistake in the second sector. So yeah, Thax having some strong pace, it looks like. Yeah, 15 seconds is the gap, and Thax might come out ahead of Dungeon after he decides to pit.
Yeah, as Dungeon actually still staying out on lap 17 here. So that confirms that if Thax does make 17 laps, he would survive comfortably. As obviously you said, JZ, as you corrected me. So as we go into lap 17, Dungeon's still leading us away. Sot right behind his teammate in a 1-2, Happy, and P3 right now in no man's land, really, as well as Ryan as well in no man's land.
Yeah,
he's trying to see if he can put that VCARB into the champagne positions, as Ustalord right behind him as well. But you can see Ustalord entangled with Thax right now as he's actually within that fight. So Thax is actually now up to 5th, should we say, and now he's actually now catching up to Ryan, which is now a race, and I think that Dungeon should actually pit.
Yeah, I think, lap 17, 10 laps on the soft. We saw Thax able to easily do 10 laps on the soft compound, and Thax gained almost an entire second in that first sector. I think that might be the overtake mode helping him. But yeah, let's go back to Dungeon, and he stays out for another lap. What does Sot do? Does he come in? No, he doesn't. So that's going to be very interesting. Dungeon and Sot are going to have extremely fresh soft tires in the last stint. But let's see, does Thax gain any more time to Dungeon as he heads across the sector line, and he only gains 0.2 of a second. So tire wear isn't really that much of a factor on the hard tires, even if he does have 10 lap fresher hard tires.
Yeah, as obviously you said, the hard tires don't really degrade as fast as the soft tires.
What's the Lord getting a penalty?
And that's unfortunate for the McLaren.
Yeah, he's just going to stay in touch with the Cadillac of Zyro, but it looks like the battle for P5 is now over for the McLaren, as Thax is trying to get past the VCARB as we head into the second sector here through the S's, and Thax is 1 second behind. And let's go back to Dungeon. Is he gonna think about pitting as he heads into the final sector? And I think this might be a good time to come in, but yeah, as he heads around the final corner, coming past the pit exit, out the pit entry, and he does come in. Does his teammate follow him in? Yes, he does. Happy in the BMW probably is going to follow him in as well. Oh no, he doesn't. He actually stays out. So yeah,
he stays out. So that's a new race leader here in Mexico. As you can see, Thax just hanging out in the background. It looks like he's the villain in here.
Yeah, Thax has come out ahead of both the Haas cars, but yeah, Dungeon is going to be gaining massively on Thax on those fresh soft tires. He's going to have to be putting in qualifying laps if he wants to get back up into the lead.
For sure, as Thax currently still leading us away, obviously, now. Quite a far ahead of Dungeon. Not really that far, actually. He's about 3 seconds-ish. Oh, 7 seconds, sorry. I did not think he was that far ahead. So about 7 seconds is the gap, but that gap will slowly come down as the laps tick by. So Thax needs to start just hanging out at the pace, just try to maybe push a little bit, but don't push too much. Save the tires for the latter half of this race as they pass lap 20. Yeah, as is Happy gonna come into the pits. I can't get onto him.
Yeah, he is coming in.
He is going.
He is coming in.
As Thax rounds the final corner, he will be your race leader once again as he goes onto the main straight. Thax onto lap 20 now. He needs to start to just kill the time with trying to just stay consistent with his lap times. As Dungeon had a purple second sector, which is pretty concerning for Thax, should I say. As, he goes a little bit... That's the line, okay, never mind. As Crackdev actually sets a 116.3, so Thax's teammate now actually setting a good lap time. Now he's currently in 8th. He could possibly get himself up into probably 6th, I'd say. Just Maxi might be just out of reach, maybe, but I think just Maxi's actually not pitted yet. No, he has pitted. What? Oh, excuse me. Yeah, the lag's pretty bad on my side.
Right.
Anyways, back to the race. Ryan's actually ahead of Alan here, but Alan falling quite close behind. And now 3S section. Ryan just trying to hold on to that 5th place for now. As currently he's in P5. A great showing from the V-Carb so far. As we come into the stadium section, he's going to still lead ahead of Alan. But this fight is not quite over yet. It's about to start and is about to ignite. As we come onto the main straight, Alan's going to have that overtake. Have the overtake mode. And Crackdev is just following close behind. Within proximity. Just hanging out in the background. Just to pick up any pieces if anything happens between these two. As we go through turn 1, Ryan's still going to lead them away. Alan, however, is falling quite far behind.
Oh, this guy,
in
man.
my opinion.
He's going to glitch the leaderboard. Why can't I kick him? What is going on?
As, big poop.
I can't find him on the thing.
Oh, and he's gone.
Oh, what's happening?
As Alan has the fastest first sector, just to let you, ladies and gentlemen, know, he's a 25.9. So he's about qualifying pace currently, is Alan. Alan is actually setting a qualifying lap as we speak in a race. So as we come into the second sector line, he is a 28.4. So there we go. That's the race pace where it's supposed to be as the camera's heading into the wall. Now, anyways, through the same section, Alan is going to come around the penultimate corner through the final corner. He's going to go up to the line. What fastest lap is this going to be? It's going to be a 1:16.159.
Where is Big Poop, man? I can't kick this guy. He's not even on the thing. Am I blind?
Unfortunate technical difficulties for the race director as we move on. Into the next few laps, obviously. Oh god. As obviously lap 21 is now. So Thax still leading us away, but you can see Dungeon right in the background. Dungeon has caught it massively to Thax. This might be the unfortunate thing that you called before, Jay-Z, as obviously Crackdev, it might be just the same situation as Crackdev had in Sochi, where Crackdev went on to soft to the hard, and he lost out a lot of time on the hards. As currently Thax on my screen is going pretty slowly compared to Dungeon, and Dungeon is actually within catching pace here, and now going down into turn 1. Dungeon is right on the rear of Thax. As Dungeon is actually right beside Thax, alongside Thax, almost, as he's sniffing the rear of that Scarlet Red Ferrari, as now we go down into turn 4. You see Dungeon just hanging back a little bit further behind, but you can see Thax really trying to start a push now. As I didn't notice it, but Dungeon has been putting out really good lap times so far. He's been averaging about 116.5-ish to catch up to Thax here, and Thax is only managing about 118s. So the current pace of that Ferrari is not quite as fast as we thought, as Dungeon obviously having the faster pace on those hards. As we go round the final corner now, Thax is going to go up to the line. He's going to still cross the line first for now, but within these next few laps, this will be the battle that decides if Thax can keep his lead in this race. As we go almost down into turn 1, you can see Dungeon hanging right behind the car. He's sniffing that rear. Now through turn 2, these two are almost together, coming together almost, and through that turn 2 and 3. And now going onto the back straight into turn 4, you can see he's Dungeon side by side, looking to the inside. No, he's going to try to go, maybe look to the outside here, but he doesn't really make the move quite yet. I think he's really just toying with Thax at this current moment, as I think he knows that he can get past Thax. As he comes on the exit, now into the S's, Thax is still going to stay ahead here. And Thax probably just managing his tires, trying to push the car as hard as possible. Alan actually having a great first sector, 25.7. But anyways, back to the fight. Thax currently side by side with Dungeon, now down into the stadium section. Dungeon trying to pull ahead here. As they come through the hairpin, my camera's still stuck on... Oh, there we go. Now going through the penultimate corner into the final corner. Thax is still trying to lead us away, but it's just by marginal margins. As we go onto the main straight, Thax is finally trying and keep Dungeon behind. Sorry.
Okay, well, I need to check what lap this is. Okay, this is lap 24. Alright, I understand now.
As we move on to this race, Thax is leading us away still. As the gap has shrunk to about 0.6, 0.5, and on lap 24, or about lap 25 or 26.
Oh, this is lap 25.
Dungeon should be able to get... Oh,
I think.
About lap 26 or lap 27, Dungeon should be able to get Thax here. As now Thax really under pressure under Dungeon, so he has to be perfect here. He needs to be absolutely on the pace. He needs to be absolutely perfect with the energy, as he has the slower tire, and Dungeon is much faster on the softs. Should we, obviously, as Thax with an 18.4 last time round, and Dungeon with a 18.1 this time round. And actually, no, it's only about 2/10 this lap. Last lap, sorry. As,
yeah, this is the penultimate lap.
Actually, yeah, Thax actually keeping him behind. So Thax is really trying to push and try and keep Dungeon behind here, as Thax really just trying to maybe hold on to try and break away from Dungeon here, but it doesn't seem like it. As they go down into turn 4, you can see Dungeon all over the rear of that Ferrari once again as they come into the double apex corner. Dungeon's now right on the rear. He's glued to Thax. As we go through the S section, they are so close to each other. Dungeon, he might have to make a move here or not, as the gap widens a little bit actually through the S section. So Thax is finding grip in the high-speed sections still, which is fortunate for him. As we come through into the stadium section, Thax is still a little bit ahead of Dungeon here, as he's still lagging on my screen. Oh, there we go. He's back.
This is the last lap. This is the last lap.
As we go into the final lap, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we live for. This is what we do. As Stacks 4/10 ahead only of Dungeon and Sot, obviously trying to hang, just trying to probably pick up the pieces if anything happens, if anything huge happens to the both of them. Anyways, Stacks leading us away into the final lap, leading us away into the final sector, sector for the final time. As down into the first sector line is still dead even, the gap. As Stacks, can he be the man to try and stay ahead of Dungeon here? Can he push under resilience to try and stay ahead of Dungeon here? And it may seem like it. It just seems so poetic. And in a moment's time, he's about to come through into the stadium section. You can see there Dungeon actually catching a little bit, and now through the stadium section into the hairpin.
Oh, Stacks got a penalty!
Stacks got a penalty! So Dungeon, round the final corner, the unexpected winner, onto the hard to the soft. He's gonna come round the final corner to win the Mexican Grand Prix. Stacks in a heartbreak. An unfortunate penalty cost him the race. Sot gonna come home in third. Happy gonna come in fourth. Ryan fifth. A great showing in front of V-Carb. Allen gonna come home in sixth. Cracked of an unfortunate race. Once again, another mediocre race for the Ferrari driver. Just Maxi in eighth. Sorry, the Silver Arrow down in eighth. But the main big story here is that the top step up of the podium was about to be colored scarlet red, but now it's colored white and red and blue. It's obviously Haas's colors.
Yeah, well, that was such a close would have been a close finish for Stacks, just losing the lead out of the final corner and having a lot of technical difficulties that race. Someone messing the leaderboard up, but yeah, it worked out in the end. And Ferrari are losing even more points in the Constructors' Championship, so this is not looking good for them. They may even be caught by BMW, the Constructors' Championship, if this keeps up. But yeah, another win for Dungeon, and he gains on Stacks in the Drivers' Championship as well. So yeah, that's going to be it for this weekend, and I'll see you all next week at Miami.